Jackson County Sheriff. I'm a resident of Jackson County and a full-time certified Kansas law enforcement officer. I am a registered Democrat, and I ran for this office as a Democrat in 2008. I live on a small farm just west of Holton, where my wife and I have raised our 3 children, and all of our children have attended Holton schools. Currently, I am the Chief of Police for the City of Onega, where I've served in that capacity since 2006. Prior to that appointment, I served in Jackson County as a patrol supervisor, and I also served as a police officer for the Potawatomi Tribal Police Department. Prior to that, I served as a law enforcement officer and supervisor in neighboring Jefferson County. During my time in Jackson County, I was instrumental in investigating numerous crimes and forwarded prosecutable cases to the county attorney's office. Some of these cases have reached the federal level. In 2007, I was involved in establishing a police department and a municipal court for the city of Havensville, Kansas. I currently provide law enforcement services to this city, and I'm also a deputized Potawatomi County Sheriff's deputy. I began my career in public safety 22 years ago, and during that time I've worked as a dispatcher, a police officer, a deputy sheriff, supervisor, and administrator. I've prepared, maintained, and balanced budgets, and I've always had money left over at the end of the year. During my career, I've been involved in preparing and managing a budget that exceeded $1 million. It is my opinion that it's very important to have the right balance for rural law enforcement. I understand that a rural community, what they want in law enforcement, they want the rules to be enforced, but in a fair and respectful manner. They expect competency and professionalism. They do not want Gestapo-type policing harassing their every move, and they do not want to live in fear, but in freedom. I think one of my greatest strengths is my ability to get along with others. I've already established vital, positive relationships with the surrounding law enforcement agencies, as well as those agencies right here in Jackson County. I also have a great rapport with the district court, the Jackson County Attorney's Office, SRS, and juvenile intake. I believe my personality will be beneficial in leading this department in a positive direction. I was recently appointed a member of the Juvenile Justice Corrections Advisory Board for the 2nd District of Kansas, which is based right here in Holton. This board is responsible for juvenile intake services for the counties of Jefferson, Jackson, Potawatomi, and Wabaunsee counties. I'm also a member of the Topeka Major Area Case Squad, the Kansas Chiefs of Police Association, the Kansas Narcotics Officers Association, and the Kansas Peace Officers Association. Currently, I meet with all law enforcement heads and the county attorney in Potawatomi County to discuss a variety of legal and law enforcement issues. These meetings have helped to build solid relationships and has aided in accomplishing much needed work in these fields. If selected as sheriff, I will hold similar meetings and work to unite all agencies, working together for the safety of our citizens. It will be my policy to treat the public with the utmost respect. I will not tolerate selective law enforcement. If appointed, the law shall be applied the same to all people. No one is above the law, including myself. I will protect the civil rights of all people. All people will be treated equally and fairly, regardless of their race, their religion, sex, financial status, or other perceived difference. And part of my plan for the Sheriff's Office includes deterring crime, increasing the solvability rates of crime, and earning the community's trust and support. One way to do this is to designate patrol zones and have deputies stationed in various communities working out of local substations, which will reduce response times, fuel consumption, and make them more visible to the public. I've found that true police work is essentially impossible without a real connection with the community. A law enforcement officer becomes successful when he or she becomes a part of the community. Only when he or she learns the people, the needs, and the habits of those who live there does he or she find genuine success as an investigator. Having officers stationed in specific areas would allow deputies to build these vital contacts with the public to help us prevent and solve crimes. I will institute a case management system where all reports will receive a thorough investigation. Not only will the 2 detectives be investigating, but patrol deputies will also be involved in investigations. With approximately 14 sworn law enforcement officers working to solve crimes, more cases will be solved, more criminals will be apprehended, and more crime will be deterred. With this, I will also provide a service where all victims will be updated on the status of their investigations. Unfortunately, our schools have become a place where we need a law enforcement presence. Tragic events have taken place in schools in recent years with deadly consequences. That's why I would have a goal of reinstituting the school resource officer program. These officers help provide a safer environment in today's public schools. In particular, a qualified SRO provides law enforcement as well as law-related counseling and teaching to students. Positive law enforcement contact at an early age can only be beneficial for our community's future. If appointed, not only will I stay within the parameters of the department's budget, I will look for new sources of revenue, such as grants, which are currently not being used. I have a plan to help reduce costly litigation and employee lawsuits. As a part of this plan will be the creation of a grievance committee. Members of the committee will be made up of appointees by the county commission, the sheriff, employees of the sheriff's department. This committee will have the final say in all grievance matters, creating a more fair and impartial process. During my career as a supervisor and administrator and business owner, I have never been the subject of an employee lawsuit or employee grievance. At this time, I would like to announce to you that I will file for the office of sheriff in the 2012 Democratic primary. I already have in place a large group of highly motivated volunteers that will help throughout the county achieve this goal. And if appointed, I will vow to you that I will do my very best. I don't claim to know everything, and I will make mistakes, but I will work very hard for you and your families in keeping our communities and schools safer. I will implement solid policing concepts to help keep this county a great place to live and raise our families. And if appointed, I will work with Sheriff Cornell in bringing about a smooth transition. And again, I thank you for this opportunity, and I ask you for your vote to be the next sheriff of Jackson County.